losing track of time. You and I gonna own the night.
What do you got for me this time, mate?
Got a great little garden here, nice house, and this place is full of potential.
Well, at the moment, it looks like a jungle, yeah?
We've got a young couple here, and they're ready for a proper garden. I'm thinking a coastal cool garden.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm guessing the design's going to have to be budget-friendly.
It does.
Easy care. You up for that?
I'm up for that. Are you going to help me clean out, or are you just going to come and build
I
the deck?
suppose I can do something.
Come on, then.
You and I gonna own the night.
Hey, look at that.
And look at this, what I found.
That's a nice old sleeper, isn't it?
And they're nice brand new pots. These people are slightly hoarderish, I think.
They're all over it.
They are.
Two things we can use.
Don't be afraid, 'cause they always say, let go of your fears. Follow all the things you love.
All right, Charlie, that is the clear out complete.
Yep.
What are your plans for back here, mate?
So it's not a big garden. We need to keep it open plan.
Yep.
I think it's really important that we keep the driveway. It's really good for the value of the property. I'm thinking maybe an area for the dog, some lawn,
Yeah,
a lot
cool.
of garden bed, maybe a central deck through here and a couple of other seating areas.
You know what I like best about that? Is that we don't have to rip up this concrete.
It is a bonus, isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely.
All
I'll
right,
get started on that deck, yeah?
And I will get into pruning this olive tree, I think. Now, most people get a little bit scared of having trees in a small garden, but actually they add a sense of proportion and scale and atmosphere as well. This olive has turned more into a shrub and it's taking up too much space. So I'm just going to lift everything off up to about head height. I'm going to start by cutting it back and then I'll get stuck in with the saw. You know, an advanced olive could cost you in excess of $5,000. This one has cost me nothing.
So we're building a deck here because we want to get rid of this ugly, uneven concrete. We're going to make it one step higher than this existing driveway, and also we need to break up this straight line. So we're going to be stepping it ½ a metre out here. I've got Dazzler here. He's bringing in this bearer. You just need to make sure that any timber that goes in the ground is H4. Once we've got this in place, I'll attach this last post.
You can see I've taken quite a lot off this olive. It's really opened up the space and we've got much better flow into the garden. We've also got this fantastic sculptural element to this tree now. One tip when you are pruning, what you need to keep is this swollen part where it meets the main trunk. That's called the collar. It actually contains a lot of hormones, so when you make a cut, any diseases that get into the tree, they'll get stopped before they get back to the main trunk.
Fastest deck you've ever laid. For the decking boards, we've gone with this 90mm treated pine. It's very budget friendly and easy to lay. I'm going to start along this perimeter because I know it's nice and straight. Once I've got that nailed off, I'll then use the spacers and just work my way across.
Lovely. For the flooring of our seating areas, I'm using crushed granite. Now, I love this stuff. It compacts down, so you can put a seat on it, but it also allows rainwater through, so it's perfect for our surrounding trees like the olive. This is the gold colour, but it does also come in brown and pink. But I selected this because it goes perfectly with our coastal theme.
Now, because this is treated pine, it does swell and contract a lot, so you need to make sure that you seal the timber very well. For the colour, we've decided to use a charcoal. So we're going to be giving it 3 coats. If you've been thinking about building a deck, the Easter long weekend is always a good time.
Now remember, we're doing a coastal themed garden here, and I want to do something really contemporary with the planting. So I'm picking a feature colour. I'm using this rusty copper tone, and I'm using it throughout the whole scheme. For our taller plants, we've got Eliocarpus humundii. In our shrubs, we've got this Michelia with its lovely coppery branches. And even into our succulents with this kalanchoe called copper spoons. Now, I've selected these kind of rusty tones. You could do whatever colour you really wanted, but I think this works perfectly with our steel, our crushed granite, and even our olive. All right, in we go. We're Because this garden is low maintenance, I'm using foliage rather than flowers to give our interest. And I'm using a combination of rounded shrubs and grasses. The rounded shrubs are these oriental pearls and this native wistringer, clipped to a tight ball to give us formality. And then these grasses are going to have lovely movement when the wind picks up.
Charlie, it's starting to take shape, mate.
I have to say, and listen carefully when I say it, I love your black deck.
It complements the greenery, yeah?
It does, yeah.
Thank you, thank
Found
you.
this fantastic succulent in the back corner that was a little bit lost. So I thought, rather than throw it out, why not transplant it into a more dominant position? He'd look a little bit sad by himself, so I brought in a couple of other succulents. And so this doesn't feel like a succulent garden. We've used these lovely, tall, spiky ones as pinpoints throughout the rest of the space.
Now, here's a problem that a lot of people can relate to. You have an ugly backdrop in your backyard. So I've got the guys here, they're digging a couple of holes, and we're going to be putting these 90mm treated posts in, and they're going to do two things. They're going to fix this fence, which is a little bit wobbly, but also allow us to attach some stainless steel wire that we can then grow. Charlie, what are we growing here, mate?
An olive.
An olive tree.
A spalliard olive tree, just like this, but obviously not as big.
Perfect. He's going to be growing some olives. And then with the recycled hardwood that Charlie found, I'll be making a bench seat. So you can sit here, you can relax, and you can eat your olives. All right, let's get these stumps in. Oh, you're already ahead of me. You could have found lighter troughs, Charlie. Mamma mia.
For the trough pots, I'm using this plant called Eliocarpus humundii. Now, this has got a lovely copper foliage, so it's going to balance all the rest of the planting off really nicely. Now, this does turn into an enormous rainforest tree, but putting it in a smaller pot is going to have a bonsai effect. And when they all grow together and they're kept into a lovely hedge, it's going to screen the fence perfectly.
Stainless steel wire up. I'm just pre-drilling my holes. I'll put the threaded eyelets in that. A good little tip is use an Allen key in your cordless drill. I'll put 7 rows in, 200mm apart, and then put the wire in between and tension it all up.
Lovely job, Adam.
Hey, olive tree
Have a
ready,
look at
mate.
these. So, this is called an espalier, where it's grown flat on, on a trellis like this.
Yeah, that's cool.
We bought them like this for a bit of instant impact. You could get them to fill the whole screen, but they'd cost a fortune.
Yep.
Another way of doing it is to just take yourself a young olive tree, get it planted in there, and tie it down. Because they're nice and supple, you could tie it to a frame like this, it would cover in no time at all.
Could have found a lighter bit of timber. Now, we've got our top. To turn it into a bench seat, I've just cut up some more sleepers and made this frame, which will sit at the bottom, and then I'm just using some bugle screws to hold it in place. Now I want to tie it in with the area, and that's why I've added these treated pine blocks, because I've stolen some of Charlie's garden edging, and I'm going to be sitting it around the base of this bench seat, and I think it will look mint.
To finish off our garden, we're doing a lovely circle of lawn. Now, remember, the homeowners have a dog, so it's practical for them. But what it also does is give this garden a bit of breathing space. It breaks up the congestion of the planting. This grass is a type of Bermuda. It's called Tiff Tuff. It's really high quality, it's perfect for coastal conditions, and being a nice fine leaf, it's going to be really nice to lay out on. You can do a bit of naked sunbathing, or?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited about jumping on this. That's why I'm helping. Now, this garden is going to look beautiful during the day, but what about at night? We need to light it up, and there's no easier way to do it than this DIY lighting kit that you can pick up from Bunnings. Once you plug this transformer into your power, it turns everything to low voltage. So you're playing with 12 volts, and it's a plug-and-play system. So all these sockets are waterproof. Once I plug this into the transformer, all these lights are active. You can't get much easier than that, and the best part about it is you can control it all from your mobile phone. what, Charlie, it doesn't get more relaxing than this. Absolutely beautiful. From a jungle that it was to now there's a table under here and I can sit down and relax.
How good's this area? I mean, all we did was crown lift the olive, put down maybe 50, 75 bucks worth of deco granite, and you've got yourself a whole new area.
Good spot to sit.
Yeah.
And then over there, the olives.
Yeah, the
How
old
good are they?
espalier, how good is that? And your bench seat, I mean, that was free, wasn't it?
Yeah, the best what you found it. Just put me to work.
Let's keep with that theme. I like that. I find
yeah.
it put you to work.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about these two areas is they're pretty small little projects you can do in any garden to give it a lift.
Yeah, well, definitely. And people can relate because how many people have an ugly wall in their backyard that they want to get rid of?
And even if you don't want to have an olive or a fruit tree as an espalier, you could just use a climber like a star jasmine. How good's your deck?
Yes, the deck. Everyone needs a good-sized dance floor in their backyard. And this one, we obviously tried to keep the cost down by using those treated pine decking boards. You get a good stain, you give it 3 good coats, and you end up with a great finish.
Yeah, it's a great way to get a cost-effective entertaining space. And what I love about this is people are going to be drawn into the garden and they've got an entertaining hub.
Definitely, with a good-sized dining table.
It is, but how good's this grass? Sets it all off.
It's a bit of greenery.
Gives it a lovely big open space.
This is where I sunbake.
You can do if you want.
Oh, I thought that was the deal. That's why I helped you lay the grass.
Oh. Do I look the other way? Or? I just like the way that it kind of gives the plants a bit of breathing space.
Yeah.
I've gone for a lot of plants here. I mean, you wouldn't have to do this much. You can let them grow in. I just wanted an instant impact.
Yeah, definitely. But I like it also how you've used the circles. The circles pick up circles up there. It all...
It does. It ties together. There's circles there. It allows for more plants around because you don't have corners to deal with. So, yeah, it's a nice way. Do you think the owners are going to like it?
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be happy if I had this in my backyard.
Yeah, I think they're going to hate it.
Come in.
What do you
Oh my
think?
God.
Backyard.
Wow,
Looks a little bit different.
that's awesome. Yeah. This is so much better.
So we've tried to create all these different areas for you guys because, you know, we've got an area for the dog. We've got a massive entertaining space here that used to be this sunken concrete. We've got a little area under the olive tree, and we've also got another seating area there. So,
Yeah, I love
so
it.
great.
So nice.
This
A
looks
little bit
like awesome.
speechless, yeah.
What do you think your favourite thing is in this garden now?
Like, the cacti are pretty cool. There's like lots of different levels. There's like so much happening.
Good spot to hang out.
Let's start the party.
Yeah.